Hi everyone, welcome to my craft room this afternoon. So today I've just literally turned the camera on and we're going to have some plant pot fun. So working with the printable plant pot sheets, I have literally cut out this one, the one in the bottom right hand corner of the design sheet, and I have just cut out the flower pot and I've cut a little hole in the top of the plant pot using my scissors. I've poked in a little hole and then I've used my little snips to just create a hole for the stem. You'll see why in a moment. And I've just give the plant pot a bit of shape, a bit of curve. I've just rolled it round, and I'm going to be making a slim card today. So I've prepared, this is just a sheet of 200 white GSM card, and literally all I've done is I've gone around the outside with some walnut ink and some garnet, which is a dark red. The backing paper that I'm using is from the Burnished Magenta range in the shop. So I've just literally prepared the two layers as a matting layer for that to sit on top. So we're going to be working with this panel to start off with. So I'm just going to measure up where I want my plant pot to be, and just to actually ground it, onto the topper itself, I want to create a bit of a watercolour effect. So I'm going to pop some of this ink just on the bottom of the pot, just to make it look, you know how plant pots can be quite dirty on the bottom. When it rains, it kicks up the soil. So all I'm going to do is use my ink pad. I'm just going to put some of this ink down, and all this is going to do is going to ground the plant pot to the panel and stop it looking as though the plant pot's just floating in midair. So use my glue gun. I'm going to put lots and lots of glue on the back. I'm just going to sit that down. I'm just going to press gently around the outsides to make sure that the glue is grabbed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of the card and just press those down. And what that's done is it's created a little hole for my plant pot, so then I can pop things in. So I've found this little stem. It's off one of the Christmas picks with the berries and the pines on, and it's just a piece of wire that's been wrapped in brown flower tape. So I thought I would use that. So popping that on the design, I'm just going to go in with some glue, and I'm going to pop that inside, and that's just going to create a lovely stem for my topiary tree. So I have a lovely selection of little foliage and flower stamps, but I know not everyone's got those in their collection. So by all means go around and stamp your topiary tree image. I'm just going to show people, anyone who's got a nice green ink pad can just add a little bit of ink with that. It doesn't matter, all you're looking for is a nice green ball shape. And by all means you can do this with a dauber or a makeup sponge if you find it easier. It's just, I like working directly with the little ink pads. I think they're really easy to use. So there's my rough little green circle. And then I'm going to take some of this moss. This is reindeer moss. You can get this in most craft shops. I get mine from Micheals, but sometimes they have it in the dollar store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some little dabs of glue and I'm going to just take the excess off. Just pop some little bits of glue, and hopefully you can see the topiary tree shape coming together quite nicely. Need a little bit more of this moss. So using my tweezers for this bit, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in that hole that we created in the plant pot, and then using my tweezers, because I don't want my fingers anywhere near the hot glue, I'm just going to use that to press it down in place. And then there's my little topiary tree design done. So I can get rid of these ink pads now. So using one of the punches, this one's from Micheals. It's just a really basic flower shape, and it's just that little bit bigger than my normal tiny punches. So I'm gonna where we're using these colours for the backgrounds, I think I'm going to go in and punch some of the layers. There we go, that gives me a few to work with for the moment. I'm just going to grab some flower stamens. So using my normal tonic build tool, this build tool is double-ended. It's got a 2mm on one side and a 7mm on the other. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to roll around the flowers. And then I'm going to pop the little shape upside down and press firmly just once right in the centre. And I love using these papers because, as you can see, it's a watercoloured effect and it's full textured, so it's got little shapes and bits and divots in it. So when you're using them to create your flowers, when you select different parts of the paper, you can see how that one's really pale next to that one, which is a bit darker. You get a nice contrast of colours going through. Right, so just grabbing my decoupage scissors. You can use a pokey tool by all means if you've got one of those, but I still can't find mine. So all I have done is I've stabbed the flower right in the centre, and I'm using the tool to pick up the flowers. So I'm going to go for some of the soft pink. I think they'll work quite nicely. Get rid of that green one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip those in half. Normally you see me use them folded. I'm doing something a bit different today, so I'll separate those out to make them a bit easier to use. And these are pollen head stamens, just in case you were looking for them online. So I've removed my scissors and I'm just going to pop the little pollen head stamen in the centre and pop a little bit of glue on the back just to hold it in place. And then there's your little flower made. So we're going to zoom forward a bit when I've got more of these made. Just save you watching me do something over and over again. So I will see you in a few moments when I've got more of these made up for you. Hi, so with the powers of technology, I stopped to make a few more of these flowers for to go on the design. They're all done the same way. And I'm just going to start adding them to the design. So I'm going to pop one right in the centre. I'm going to cut the little tails off, all of them, because it makes it easier for to use them. And don't worry too much about which way the petals are facing. You can fluff them up after the glue's dried and they're firmly stuck in place. So I always find it easier to add flowers in odd numbers. I just think it's more pleasing to the eye. So I've got the main one in the centre and then I've just literally gone right round the outside. So I think I'm just going to add a little bit more sparkle with these sequin cups. So just help create a little bit extra effect. A little bit of sparkle. In and around the design. These are little sequin cups. I pick mine up from the dollar store, but they even sell these in Micheals. You can get them online for sure. I just like the green iridescence. As you know, I love using green glitter to highlight the leaves and accents in my cards. Well, because this is a 3D element, there's nothing for the green glitter. This pen that I normally use to add glitter to. So I'm just using these in and about. I'm going to grab my tweezers for this one because I'm going to go right in, pop a little bit of glue on the back, and then I'm going to go right into the design. And then, as you can see, that just adds a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shimmer. So using the same paper. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark this. I just want a little frame of this burnished magenta right around the outside. So I'm just going to take my Tonic Studios trimmer and trim that down on the mark lines. And then before I started, just to make it easier, I popped some DST, some double-sided tape onto the back of my topper so I could just peel it off when it was ready. Take the glue off my nails, it would help. And then I can just peel it away. Now I'm just going to move this towards me, because when I'm working with the camera, I'm always working out stretched. So if you think, she's put that sentiment on a bit wonky, well, that doesn't look very straight. It's because when I'm filming, I'm reaching quite the distance over to what I would normally work at. So there is my finished topper, ready to go straight onto my slim card blank. And I'm just going to leave that quite simple. I'll probably pop a little bow. Should we put a little bow on the pot? I'll just go and find my ribbon. I think we'll use this one. It's really subtle and sweet. It is a 3.2 mil, or if you're in the world of inches, it's a 1/4 of an inch. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this bow onto itself. And what I mean by that is I'm going to turn the ribbon round and I'm going to make a little loop. So I'm happy with the length of the tails I've got there, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. So I'm going to make my little loop and put the ribbon on top of the glue. And then I'm going to turn it anti-clockwise. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the centre again, and then I'm going to bring that back up and create a little loop. Cut my little tail off. And that's my really simple little bow done. Cut them tails a little bit shorter. I think I'll pop that on the side of the pot. So pop a little bit of glue on there, just a little bit, because you don't want to be able to see it. And then just to finish off the design, I think I'm going to go in with, you know, I can't make a card without glitter on, so I'm just going to go in and around the design and pop some glitter on the inside of them secret clumps just for an extra bit of sparkle, and then a few little dots around the outside. And then using the liquid pearls, I'm just going to squeeze down very gently and pull up. Squeeze and pull up. Squeeze. I love using these because it's up to you how big you want the beads to be, whereas your adhesive gems that you buy are a set size, so you're in control of how it looks. So there we go, that's finished. I hope you've liked this little video. If you have and you want to see more, you want to see us do one with the foliage and flower stamps, then let me know in the comments and I'll get one done for you. So this was the printable flower pots, and I've used the Burnished Magenta backing papers. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care and see you in the next video. Bye.